Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, back with the second set of spoilers from Ikoria, the latest MTG set, and I haven't seen any furniture that you have to assemble yet on the card. We haven't even seen the assemble keyword yet. Very strange. But let's start with Reconnaissance Mission, which, why is this so blurry? Whose spoiler was this? I know when they select you to like feature a spoiler, they don't give you much instructions, but I felt like they didn't need to say, don't drop it in the toilet and then take a picture of it with a Motorola Razr phone, you know, while it's partially submerged. Like, if you're gonna show it to people, you should probably actually make it readable. Boy, some of these people are never getting a spoil again. Anyway, this is an enchantment, double devotion, hell yeah. And when a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and then cycling too. So this would be truly ridiculous in an all Flyers white-blue deck, which is still kind of a thing right now. But even in a Control-a-thon deck, I feel like Verity Circle is a better card, but wow, the recurring draw is one of the most powerful effects in the game. Oh, recurring free draw triggers, I should say, something you don't have to like pay mana for. So next up, we got another big fat kitty with Savai's Sabertooth. It's just a straight up 3-1 for 2. That is a classic white staple. And then there's Wingfold Terran, which is a 6-cost 3/6, and when it enters the battlefield, you can give it your choice of a flying counter or a hexproof counter. Wow, so it might not actually have flying, and it's already a 3/6 for 6. Hey guys, let's play Find the Filler cards. There it is. So next up, we got part of the Mythos cycle here. It's a 5-card cycle, I believe. So this is Mythos of Nethroi. And I initially misread this. You guys are going to find it pretty entertaining how I thought this worked. But it's a 3-cost instant. Destroy target non-land permanent if it's a creature, or if 1 green and 1 white was spent to cast this spell. I thought they meant that spell. I'm like, who's going to remember that? I'm like, what, 7 turns ago you expect me to remember what I paid to cast this permanent? No, they mean this spell right here, not the one you selected. It's really late at night, and I really didn't get a lot of sleep. So anyway, this is badass. It still kind of encourages people to play 3 colors, so I'm just automatically against it at that point, because nobody should ever do that. But it works just fine in mono black. So like that's kind of cool. Or in a 3-color deck, if your color screwed, it would at least do something if you had black. So, I mean, yeah, blow up any non-land permanent for 3 in black. That's pretty good, except it's not in black. It would be 3 colors. So otherwise, you're only allowed to, target creatures. So a 3-cost kill spell is just murder with 1 less black. Oh, boy. So, I mean, people are getting awfully excited about this. I don't think it's anything special. I mean, it's damn good in a 3-color deck, which is unfortunate because 3-color decks are already too good and have too much of, wide universal control. And this expands it to it. So I think this is overall a pretty bad card. But next up, we got Mythos of Snapdax. It's a 4-cost white sorcery, double white, and each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control, then sacrifices the rest. I wonder if they noticed that grammatically, the rest could refer to blowing up all their lands, as in the ones that aren't non-land permanents. In other words, the pool you didn't choose from, or it could mean the ones you didn't choose. Really, either is correct. Clear as day, I know what they were going for. It's just they wrote it wrong. So that's kind of funny. Can't wait for some jackass to try and argue that to a judge. But then if 1 black and 1 red was also spent to cast this spell, you choose the permanents for each player instead. Oh, that would go from annoying to devastating. I just love how the little stick people in the art are like, yeah, frickin' get them. Or they're the people in the city running out like piss off. I don't know. Vote down below in the comments section. What was your initial interpretation to this artwork? Are they the people in the city and they're pissed? Or are they like, yeah, level that city? Welcome to the Desolator Art Interpretation channel. So yeah, in a 3-color deck, this would be just horrifically devastating. And if this was, just cast for like whatever, it would be pretty annoying. There have been cards that do something similar to this, but usually they cost more mana. So in either case, it's actually pretty good. But this affects you too. So I mean, just saying. And it's not blow up 1 of each, it's keep 1 of each. And we've seen both sides of that. So yeah, this is pretty nasty. Still better than that Casualties card. I'm sick of that shit. This is way more fair of a card than that. So pretty good as mono, and then very annoyingly overpowered in a 3-color deck, which then naturally, I don't like it. 3-color decks are already too good. Luckily, pretty much nobody plays those 3 colors right now. Hopefully it stays that way. But Wizards, could you stop printing cards where people immediately read it and think, I hope nobody plays this? I mean, that's a sign of a bad card. Next up, we've got apparently not another one. I don't think we know all 5 of the cycle yet, but this is Passo Monstroso or something. Obviously, that's Monstrous Path. It's a 5-cost sorcery, but these spells in this set are really high. But, I mean, then again, mana generation is out of control right now, so they won't seem high, but they're up there. So target creature gets +7/+7 till end of turn. Target creature must block if able to this turn. I don't really know why they felt like they needed to add that. Also does cycling too, by the way. I guess you could target your opponent's creature and then force it to block a Death Toucher and it wouldn't matter. Like, that's a neat trick for 5. Not? Could just run a force fight. It's a lot more direct. So it makes no sense if you're already attacking, but you can't do it at instant speed because it's a sorcery. This is just a weird card. And, I mean, I'll be honest, +7 for 5 ain't nothing special, but if you put this on like a Trampler or something, ooh, not much they can do to stop it. Which, you know, giant creatures is kind of the theme of the set, but this is just still a really annoying card. Kind of overpowered, but also not very good at the same time, which there's just 2 reasons not to print it, but they did. Next up, Proud Wildbonder. It's a 4-cost double hybrid, oh boy, and it's 4/3. I do wonder how Devotion works with that. I'll have to look that up. It has Trample, and creatures you control with Trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. Ooh. I mean, call it what it is. It's Mega Trample, okay? Just cut the shit. We've had cards that do stuff like this before, and they are devastating at the pre-release, but this requires the other cards to be very narrowly already having Trample. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, in a Trample deck, it would be amazing, and if you can't get a Trample deck going, then this is useless. So, moving on. We've got Dreamtail Heron. It's a 5-cost with Mutate 4, 3/4, flying, and when this creature mutates, draw a card. Ooh, there you go. Okay. Recurring card draw. That said, you have officially burned a card. It is now gone and not a separate creature to mutate this. So you go a -1 card and then +1, making the mutate a cantrip, but then all you get out of it is the drawn card. So it actually technically does nothing unless it's a really good mutate boost. So this isn't quite as good as it looks on the surface, but that said, you could mutate this one onto something else and it would gain flying. Now that's pretty good. But I mean, for 4, you can strap wings to it for 2 in white. I mean, it's not that great. And next up, we got the killer Portuguese plant, the Esmorecer, which apparently means wilt. It's a 2-cost green instant, and it says destroy target artifact or enchantment, and then cycling 2. So this is just a distinct drop-in-place improvement to naturalize. That cycle ability on the bottom makes it like good enough to main board, because if it's irrelevant, you could just ditch it. I mean, yeah, it's going to cost you 2, but like, you know, it's not like green short on mana. And next up, we got Abalroador. They really go nuts with the consonants in Portuguese. Damata de Quartzo, which is, of course, Quartz Forest Crusher. So it's 2 red, 1 green, and 2 generic, and it's a dinosaur beast. It has Trample, and whenever one or more creatures you control with Trample deals combat damage to a player, create an XX green dinosaur beast token with Trample, where X is the damage dealt to that player. Wow, that is like doubling and then tripling down on Trample. So one of the primary mechanics in Ikoria is apparently Trample, and everybody freaking hates Trample, so we've also got the biggest boost we've ever seen mixed with the biggest creatures we've ever seen. Mixed with the sheer horsepower of Gruul. This is going to be a cluster f***. So next up, we've got Dire Tactics. It's another 2-cost black-white spell. These are always fun. It's instant speed, and you exile target creature. If you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. Well, I mean, we've seen some 7/3s, so it might be worth it, but yeah, I think even in dire circumstances where you had to take out something huge, it's probably worth it, because, you know, the average creature, just speaking super generally, has an attack power approximately in the neighborhood of its mana cost. And then, like, the toughness is usually around the same number. You know, there are exceptions, but that's just generally how it works. Like, the most vanilla block creature in any color is a 5/5 for 5. So if it's going to keep hitting you for 5 anyway, not to mention, you know, trample, special effects, abilities, whatever, yeah, blow it up and just take the 5, you know? Or control a human, and it looks like the humans are in the black and white colors in the set, so, you know, it shouldn't be a problem with draft. Can you believe that dumb bitch Vivian Reed sided with the beasts? What a traitorous bitch. I hope they burn her at the stake after they defeat the monsters. Anyway, next up we got Fiend Artisan, one of the mythics. Oh boy, it's just a plain old nightmare creature. It's got a double hybrid cost. It's a 1/1, and Fiend Artisan gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Okay, we've seen that before. And if you pay X +1 hybrid and then tap it, sacrifice another creature, just any creature whatsoever, has nothing to do with the rest of the ability. So you could, sack a 1/1 token. Keep that in mind. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost of X or less, put it onto the battlefield directly, then shuffle your library. So it's an automatic fetch for basically 1. So if you go get a 5 cost, you're paying 6 to go dig it out of your deck directly by choice and dropping it straight into play. That's ridiculous. This is absolutely broken, completely abusable, and the source of it is a 2/2 that gets bigger over time. Are you kidding me? This is, and then you got the hybrid, so you can play it in either or deck or a mixed deck. This is a disgrace to the game right here. This is so disgustingly overpowered. I can't wait for the ban announcement where they get rid of this. You can't just combine paying for a creature's cost, so it's not free casting, but then charging 1 additional mana to go get it out of your library. That's ridiculous. And I know you can't cast without sacking another creature, but in these colors, you really think that would be a problem? You could probably bring the damn creature back in black, and in green, you probably got a mountain of creatures to choose from anyway. What a stupidly overpowered, careless card, but what else would you expect from dumbasses of the coast? So next up we got Cavern Whisperer, another stupid, useless, pointless mutate creature. So 4/4 for 5, wow, Value Town, Menace, oh boy, who cares? Should have cast something better in the first place and then you wouldn't care how many they block it with. And when this creature mutates, each opponent discards a card. Oh, because that's not, toxic enough in the meta right now. If you play Rakdos Discard, I hope your deck spontaneously lights on fire the next time you play with it. So next up, we've got Flourishing Fox. It's a 1/1 for 1, and whenever you cycle another card, put a 1/1 counter on Flourishing Fox, and then cycling 1. First of all, he looks like a furry, and secondly, I don't like the cycle triggers. You should either cycle a card or not based on whether you need the card or not. Not, oh, I want to get this, thing to go off. Like, I actually need the card, but, I also want to put a counter on him. But I mean, it's a 1/1 for 1. It's not exactly like the world record breaker for best cycle trigger, so, whatever. Next up, we got Channeled Force. Oh, if this is another deflecting palm, I'm going to lose my shit. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channeled Force deals X damage to up to 1 target creature planeswalker. Oh, thank God it's not deflecting palm. I just judge cards based on the artwork. Kind of, at bare minimum, looks like a counter spell, but it's not really that either. So ditch every card in your hand to maybe blow something up. Not the best strategy in my opinion. Here's the logical flaw with this. If you had 5 cards in your hand, probably one of them would have dealt with whatever you wanted to target anyway and would just blow it up or remove it. If you're holding 5 cards and you can't use any of them because they're all irrelevant, you built your deck wrong. Or you're the least lucky person alive. So this, honestly, especially for 4, is just a really, really dumb card. Unless you're going to do something about a discard trigger, which I don't think is in standard right now. Yeah, I don't know. Next up, we got something that might say Devouring Bite in Russian despite being 3 words. I don't know, I don't speak it, and it's all blurry and just, what a great spoiler we got here. So it might say, pay 3 for a green sorcery, as an additional cost, reveal a card or a creature card from your hand, and then Devouring Bite deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the revealed card's power. Okay, so a pseudo force fight, but the creature doesn't have to be in play. That's actually pretty powerful. There were direct force fights for, I think maybe even 1 mana at one point, but certainly 2 recently. So paying 3 and then having to not necessarily have it in play, that's kind of cool. I think this will be a pretty popular card. So next up, we're back to the Mythoses. So we got Mythos of Vadrock. You guys know the drill. It's a 4-cost double red. It deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. Nice. Especially for 4 mana. I mean, it's sorcery speed, but whatever. And if you also added in 1 white and 1 blue, which is terrifically unlikely because literally nobody's playing Jeskai right now. If that was spent to cast a spell until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. Wow, that's annoying. If you think about it flavor-wise, that is exactly what would happen if you added a white effect and a blue effect to a red spell, so neat. I still hate it though. 3 color is 1 too many. When are they going to learn? So next up we got Fertilid. It's a 3-cost elemental. And it enters battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it, which is good because it's a 0/0. And then if you pay 2, remove a 1/1 counter from it, and target player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffles their library. Okay, very, very unique ramp. I mean, to fully get this to work, you got to pay 7 mana, because you got to pay 3 to drop it in, 2 to do it once, and 2 to do it again. I mean, that's not great. And if you're that desperate for land, splitting your turns like that, you're going to die. I mean, while you're shrinking your one defender, too. So I don't know if this is, like, the greatest card, and also they made it a common, which is usually pretty telling. But, I don't know, in a landfall deck would be pretty badass. If you had a card that said, whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a counter on target creature, holy shit. You could just about go get every damn land in your deck. I mean, you drop it straight in. I mean, it does say tap, so I mean, okay, but, you know, in green you have a lot of mana. Within a couple turns, you could have 20 lands out. This is like the best landfall card I've ever seen, at least as far as recurring triggers. In the right deck, at least. But in standard, yeah, who knows. Next up, Drannich Magistrate. Oh, you're part of the Magistrate. Might I forward a motion to make it illegal to be a giant monster? We're going to call it the Anti-Thick Amendment. Anyway, it's a 1/3 for 2 human wizard, and your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Hallelujah! They should have called this guy the Forcer of Actual Magic Gameplay. All this degenerate looping outside the game, you know, resurrect it from your graveyard, you know, cast it here, infinite loop. This guy shuts down most of that. He's not quite, you know, the leader of the Azorius Guild here, but, I mean, he's enforcing the law. I mean, he's coming out there like, your stupid little tricks and stuff, nah, not while I'm in play. Should have made him a 0/5 hexproof, in my opinion, because when you're going to drop him in and just be like, no, I said no, screw you, your deck is too degenerate and I'm laying down the law, you kind of want him to stick for more than one turn, you know what I mean? He should have been a 0/10 hexproof. So next up, we've got one of those smashed together Deutschland specialties. I'm pretty sure it's just Massenausterben. Or no, Massenausterben. I'm sure 2 S's means something to you guys, but it doesn't to me, and I'm half German. So that obviously translates to Master of Strudels. And you pay 4, and it's a sorcery, or a hexerai, probably not how you pronounce it, and choose odd or even, exile all creatures with a converted mana cost of the chosen trait, which is almost definitely not how they're going to phrase it in English, but okay, I'll give them that. It's a translation. Oh, and don't forget the reminder text, which is null zals to, or what, I don't even know what letter this is. Is it T? This is kind of blurry. Al's Gerade. So don't forget that. I'm sure whatever the hell that says is very important. I mean, it would have been way funnier to make him flip a coin. I feel like it's almost a little bit too powerful. You could just look at what's in play and then just be like, yeah. But it is only creatures, so you might get them all, you might get half. I mean, you're probably going to get half or more, just mathematically. Just pick the one that has the biggest effect, unless you just want to pick the biggest target. I mean, if you don't want to get rid of a bunch of piddly little crap you don't care about, but you want to get rid of the big fatty, and he happens to be the only even one, you know, okay, choose even. So honestly, for 4, this is pretty damn good. But keep in mind, the way it's phrased, it hits your creatures too, and it exiles them, not puts them in the graveyard, so you probably ain't bringing them back. So the sword cuts both ways. Unfortunately, oh my god, is this an Esper control card? I hate it already. Even though I kind of like the card, it's just in context, in standard, right now, drop in. It's too damn good for Esper. We've already got Teferi's Titty Twister, and we got Kaya being a bitch. I don't need a third thing blowing my shit up, all right? And remember, all tokens, clones, everything, fake cards, whatever, is considered to be 0, and 0 is considered to be even. So, yeah, this is a pretty damn powerful card. Stupid Germans, they're stupid birds. So next up, we got Neutralize. It's same cost as any counterspell, but it has counter-target spell and cycling. Probably a reprint, too lazy to check. So next up, we got Boon of the Wishgiver. It's a 6 cost that draws 4 cards and has cycling 1. Another Esper Fuel card. Great. Next up, we got Skull Prophet. It's a 2 cost 3/1. You can tap it for 1 of the 2 colors of mana that you use to cast it, and then tap it and put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. So, clearly a Ravnica card. And they're going to be like, what a coincidence. Somebody doing exactly Golgari things, but not from Golgari. We totally didn't do that on purpose. No, you did. Next up, Chittering Harvester. It's a 4/6 for 6, mutate 5, and whenever this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. So it has targeted mutate that does literally nothing other than sets the creature to be a 4/6 if you put it on bottom. And then there would be no reason to put it on top. Kinda weak. I mean, recurring sack is no joke, but you gotta burn one creature card each to do it, and then you don't get a creature out of it, so, you know, it's honestly not that good, just like the entire mechanic. Next up, we got General Kudro of Drannich. He's a 3/3/4/3 in, we'll just call it human colors. And he's a legendary creature, human soldier mythic. This gonna be good. Other human creatures you control get +1/+1. Normally, I don't like Lord's cards, but I mean, I'm on the human side, so go humans. So whenever General Kudro of Drannich or another human enters the battlefield under your control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Okay, good. Shut that shit right down. Graveyard mechanics are the worst. And pay 2, sacrifice 2 humans. That's cold. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. I mean, if they ain't gonna kill them on their own, yeah, go for it. I mean, it didn't say non-token. Just saying. Yeah, I like this guy. This is going to be a popular commander. I'm just calling that right now. Hell, this guy might go in like modern humans. I don't even know. Next up, we've got Phase Dolphin. Okay. It's a 3-cost 1/4 elemental whale. Okay. Is it a whale or is it a dolphin? Whales aren't dolphins. You've already lost me, but when Phase double quote dolphin attacks, another target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. I mean, you could probably swing away. It's a 1/4, but like, why don't you just pay for a better effect to do this? Like, this isn't a terrifically good creature, especially if you need it on defense. But I mean, okay, in a Simic deck, you know, team this up with like a 10/10 or a, well, let's be honest, bare minimum 21/21 creature, and then just nothing you can do. Screw you, you lose. So, okay, I hate this, but not because of the card itself. So next up, Insatiable Hemophage. It's a 3/3/4, and it has Mutate 3, Death Touch, and whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Oh boy, so burn like 3 cards to ping them for 1, then 2, then 3, and heal. I've got an idea. Instead, use those creatures to actually put them into play and actually hit them. How about that? Because then you can do that more than once. And plus, this is that whole keep track of it, start counting thing that's just stupid and tedious. Wide open to cheating and just, it's stupid. Next up, Valiant Rescuer, a 3/1/2, human soldier, awesome. Whenever you cycle another card for the first time each turn, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Okay, so they limit it to once per turn, and then there's cycling too. So, you know, cycling trigger, I don't like it. I don't think that should be part of the game. That said, if you take the approach of, I'm cycling a card because I tap deck something I can't use and now I'm kind of behind. But I get a benefit out of it now to even it out. Okay, but that's not what I saw people playing last time we had cycle as a trigger. People are just like, cycle, ha, I got 7 triggers, screw you. And then, like, that was the thing. They didn't even care what the card was. It was completely idiotic. They were basically playing Cascade or Storm. So that could go either way with this whole cycle trigger thing. So next up, we got Migration Path. It's a 4-cost sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap them, shuffle your library, and cycling 2. I've said it before, I'll say it again, no matter how good it looks, it just, unless you're playing a landfall deck, 4 mana is too late for ramping. You want to ramp earlier than that. You want to get your ramp done and then get on with the game. Not, oh, I'm at 4 and I'm still dumping lands into play. I mean, it's not like it can't work. It's not like Simic decks don't do it. It's just generally a little bit too late. Next up, don't you just hate it when you get a Breca en la Barrera? Or a Breach in the Barrier. It's a 3-cost green instant. Exile up to 3 target enchantments, cycling 2. Once again, clearly a holdover from the last set. I mean, why would this be in Ikoria? They don't have enchantments there. I mean, they clearly tried to kind of retcon it and be like, no, they're using enchantment magic to keep the creatures out. Yeah, but like, come on. Is this an enchantment plane? But yeah, this is going to be one of the most badass, just Theros crushing sideboard cards. I mean, exile 3 for 3 mana. Holy shit. And then cycling. You might as well just mainboard the damn card. Yeah, this is crazy. It's 3 naturalizes, but with exiling instead of destroying. I mean, holy shit. And yeah, I can't hit artifacts, but like, still, you know, like I said, sideboard card. And finalmente tenemos una tarjeta en Spanish. And I think they aren't called tarjetas, but I don't remember. I don't even know what the difference between caro and coche is. I learned one from Duolingo, and they're absolutely confident in it, and one from Spanish class. I don't know which one to believe or what the hell the difference is. Anyway, this is Obosh Perferapresas, which is obviously Obosh the Perforated. Just kidding, it's the Burrower, which probably is pretty darn close to the same word. They couldn't have called him Oh My Gosh just as a joke. Anyway, so this is a legendary creature, horror infernal, so maybe demon, maybe they said Helion, I don't know, depends, doesn't matter. And it has companion because of course it does, so right off the bat, let me just be the first to say, f this card, and f this mechanic. So each non-land card in your starting deck must have an odd converted mana cost. Oh, that's hilarious that on the Spanish card, that's how they phrased it. But on the English one, they didn't put must, they just put it does. Like they made it like it's a factual statement, not like stated as though it was a requirement, even though it's a requirement. So whenever a source you control with an odd converted mana cost deals any damage, double that damage. Holy shit, so build your whole deck around this, drop it in, and then just blast the holy shit out of your opponent. And I even take issue with the fact that it says a source you control, because then it doesn't even cut both ways, where like your opponent's odd stuff hits you for double, which would have almost been fair. It's not even permanent, it's just source. I mean, you could just run this in like burn, except for the fact that it costs 5. Yeah, this is by far the worst one yet. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you look at it and you're like, I really hope they ban the other 9, including this, in Commander, because f this. In fact, I'm pretty sure you could just make this your commander, ignore the companion part, and then just deal double damage from any odd source. I've seen better commanders, but yeah, anything that involves double damage, I'm pretty much going to hate it right off the bat because of bad experiences. Next up, we got Riel the Everwise. She's a 3-cost, we'll just say is it card. I mean, they're clearly borrowing. 0/3, human wizard legendary, obviously, and she gets +1 attack, oh great, for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. She's an Is It agent, okay? She has traveled here from Is It. I don't care if they want to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. This is an Is It card. She is not from Ikoria. And after the absolute shitstorm that was Is It Drakes, we didn't need to remind anybody that the Is It Guild is a thing or encourage them to play it. And this is like the 3rd card that's encouraging people to go back to that just abomination of a deck. And remember, mind you, with 2.5 more sets of red and blue instants and sorceries to fuel it. Wow, the Is It Guild and another card both combined that are only going to get worse over time. I've never seen Wizards do that. So anyway, whenever you discard 1 or more cards, oh good, we're doing that too. For the first time each turn, oh good, we're doing that too. This is just all the last like 5 sets put together. Draw that many cards. Yeah, well, f you, bitch. Go get banned, you stupid overpowered. Next up, oh, you have got to be kidding me. It's a fucking Sharknado. They can call it a Shark Typhoon all want. It's a Sharknado. In fact, I don't think that's technically a Typhoon, it's actually a water spout. But anyway, it's a 6-cost enchantment, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, because of course, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Wow, that's broken. Then it has cycling X1/1. Okay. And then whenever you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. I mean, obviously. I mean, yeah, it costs 6, but this is like game ending. I mean, it's not horrifically overpowered. I've seen worse, but yeah, flying creatures and just unlimited numbers of them. I mean, we've seen that with angels, and that's a pain in the ass. That's all I'm going to say. Next up, we got Mito de Brokos. And that's, of course, Mythos of Brokos. It's a 4-cost sorcery, because of course it is. And if you also cast it for blue and black, then search your library for a card and put it into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Otherwise, return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Well, I guess otherwise isn't correct. Additionally, do that. Now, normally grabbing spells out of your graveyard and putting them back in your hand is a blue thing, but this does say permanent cards. So, first of all, not even necessarily spells. You could go get lands. And then secondly, they can't be instants or sorceries because they aren't permanent. So, yeah, okay, this is, I mean, honestly, kind of a black card, but whatever. It's not like green never does this. Actually, no, really, black and white are the only 2 that really do this. Whatever. I mean, this is one of the weakest Mythos cards, so I honestly don't give a shit regardless. And, Broke-Ass here was our last card, so, hooray. Now I get to go edit this. So, we are at a grand total of 1 truly, unequivocally disgraceful pile of shit, and it's, of course, Fiend Artisan, the asshole automatic fetcher that can just let you play whatever the you want from your deck. Draw doesn't matter, scry doesn't matter, nothing matters. I'm surprised he doesn't grab the card from outside your damn deck. I mean, that card just by itself, not even with anything else, is completely unacceptable as a power level. Just, he's basically the Scorpion God. A card where you just look at it and you're like, what the f? There's no, oh, look at this combo. Oh, it goes in this deck. It's just the card, period, is too good. And, you know, that's fine for cards like Garruk, where you just look at it and you're like, are you kidding me? That is like the easiest emblem I've ever seen in my life. You just do anything to the wolves or just sack them yourself. But he costs 6. This costs 2. That guarantees that this will be a problem. So, number 1 ban card right here. This is number 1 on the chopping block. But other than that, I mean, there's a 2020 enchantment, but like, okay, like I said, it doesn't grant like trample or hexproof or both. Maybe you could chump block forever. Maybe you could counter it. Maybe you could kill the creature it's on. Probably not. I mean, would they even be playing it if they didn't have a way to do something more creative with it? No, but you know, it's completely on a different level than this. Just go grab whatever you want and slap it into play. So yeah, this has less broken cards per 100 so far than the average set, but it's looking like a pretty shit set overall. There's some kind of fun cards, but considering there's no fun to be had right now in standard, you know, without this set, you can only really pour gasoline on the fire. I mean, you can only just take like Esper Control or 4-color Control and make it worse. Take Fires of Invention and make it worse. Take, you know, Dimir, run your hand out, or Esper, run your deck out, library, win with Jace, and make it worse. Like, you can't make the decks less bad by adding cards to them. You just look at these 250-some cards and you're like, well, this is an improvement, and drop it in, and ta-da, the decks are even worse. So I'm not looking forward to the release of this no matter what's in it. For them to save any semblance of fun, fair, interesting gameplay, they're going to have to start banning things, and I think we all know they're not going to do it. Although, there was that weird statement they made about sell the Challenger decks as quickly as you possibly can, and we're not going to tell you why. I did find that to be very weird. My theory, in case you missed that video, is that they're going to ban something. They're going to ban one of those 4 decks or more. So, can't wait for that to happen, but, you know, to make Standard actually good, they're going to have to ban 12 cards, so, you know. Nobody even plays Standard anymore, so who gives a shit about any of this? So, hit subscribe if you want to see more of these awesome spoilers, and I will see you guys next video.